Alhamdulillah wa salam Allah wa Rasulullah. The question becomes, how do we make the most of our time during these last 10 days of Ramadan? Since Ramadan is coming to an end, how can we reap the reward? Well, that's what I want to speak about tonight. And I know some of you are breaking your fast. Inshallah, put me on the big screen TV so the kids and you can listen and watch, while you're eating. Other people are still fasting, put me on the big screen TV, inshallah, and, continue cooking your iftar or whatnot as I speak about how to make the most of these last 10 days of Ramadan. Okay, let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen so everyone can see. Inshallah, you should be able to see my screen. So this is the road to righteousness. This is day 19, the first of the last 10 days. How to make the most of these 10 days of Ramadan. Well, I want everyone listening to me to understand that of all the well-known hadiths that speak about the importance of investing in your time correctly is the hadith of Ibn Abbas. He said that the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, make use of 5 things before 5 other things happen to you. Make use of your youth, your age, before decrepitude reaches you. Make use of your health before illness overtakes you. Make use of your money before Allah causes you to become poor. Make use of your leisure time before you're forced to have to work. And make use of your life before death. This hadith is so powerful. So many things we don't take advantage of until it's too late. Subhanallah, I've always said I hated working. I had to work. I just retired 2 years ago after serving 36 years for the government. And I always said, man, I hate this. I can't wait to not work. I will spend more time doing dawah. And it's true. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing more classes now than I've ever done since 1986. Make use of your leisure time. A lot of us, you hear a lot of people say that they're going to wait till they get old to make Hajj. This is ridiculous. Why would you wait till you're old to make Hajj? Subhanallah, you're too old to do the tawaf around the Kaaba because your knees hurt. You got knee problems and back problems. You want to make Hajj while you're young so you can do the tawaf, so you can do the sa'i. You don't want to wait till you're old. A lot of us wait till the wrong time to do things. So, this hadith, like many others, is typically brief, yet it's very comprehensive, and it carries a lot of meanings. It points out the importance of time and the initiative to invest in it. It also points out the importance of making use of your youth and your leisure. Okay? So it also warns against things that can happen that can prevent you from making use of those things. And our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to call upon the Muslims to take the initiative to do good deeds. He used to encourage the companions, even though they were fighting against the non-believers, even though they were fighting and dealing with a lot of fitna and drama, he still encouraged the Muslims to take the initiative to do good deeds before death overtakes them or any other obstacle. For instance, he used to say, lose no time in doing good deeds before you are caught up by one of the 7 calamities that will prevent you from doing them, such as starvation, or a calamity which may mislead you, or a sickness that can damage your health, or old age, which can harm your senses, or a sudden death, or the Antichrist, or the last hour, which is the hardest and worst. So he used to encourage the Muslims to take the initiative to do good deeds. And that's what we need to do. That advice applies to us today, too. We need to take the initiative to do good before we're in a position, before Allah puts us in a position where we can't do them. And then you don't want to be that person that's wishing you could go back and do it over again. Okay? There's a hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if a person becomes worried, he hurries up and rushes. And if he rushes, he'll sooner reach his destination. So this is what we need to do, guys. We need to worry about, our time. Stop taking life for granted. There is no guarantee that you will live to see tomorrow. So make the best usage of your time today. There's no guarantee that if you live tomorrow that you're going to live to see the next day. So make the best usage of your time then. So, this is what the Prophet was telling us. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave this example to illustrate our journey. Shaitan, supported by our desires and our wishful thinking, stands in the way of our journey to paradise. If we're aware of Shaitan and his antics, if we're aware of our evil desires, then that'll make us rush to do what's good to get to our journey. So again, guys, these are the things we want to keep in mind during these last 10 days. We have to learn to set goals for ourselves, set targets for ourselves during these last 10 nights as well. And that's what I'm going to speak about today, guys, how we can set goals for ourselves that will help us, to really benefit from the virtues of these last 10 days. And so it's all about managing our time, knowing how to manage our time. So that brings us to the question, how best is it to manage our time? Well, let's speak about some things we can do during these last 10 days. What I want you guys to do later on tonight, I want you to sit down and identify your personal goals. Identify your goals so that you can spend time on the most important matters in your life. And whatever goals you make for yourself should be specific. You don't want to make them general. You want to make them specific and also give a deadline for them. For example, your goal should not be to memorize some of the Quran. Instead, it should be something like, my goal is to memorize Surah Ikhlas by April 12th, for example. Give a date. Or another goal can be losing weight. You realize that this Ramadan that you overeat, you realize that you function better, that you don't have all that weight on you. So you want to make it a goal after Ramadan to continue to lose weight. So make the goal be, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. Set the goal and give it a timeline. After Ramadan, I'm going to continue to watch my eating habits. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to add exercise into my routine. I'm going to not overeat. And let's set a goal of losing 20 pounds in 3 months. Okay. Or it could be reading a book. You enjoy reading the books of Sheikh Atlee and coming to my classes. So you can make it a goal that I'm going to continue to come to Sister Layla's classes every day and make it a goal to read another book of Sheikh Atlee's within 2 months. So, this is what we need to do. We need to identify goals for ourselves. Remember, I tell you guys, there's no such thing as an Islamic New Year. It's not. We don't celebrate New Year's. Okay. If there would have been an Islamic New Year, it would have been Ramadan, because Ramadan is the month of new beginnings. It's the month of change. It's the month that this is when Allah shares what's going to happen for the upcoming year. Okay, so you want to set goals now. Set goals now for the rest of the year. And then next Ramadan, you want to compare those goals. For those of you who were with me last year, you should be right now comparing the goals that you made last year now to see if you reached them, if you met those goals. Okay, so you and your family need to sit down together. You can plan personal goals for yourself, and the family can plan family goals. And then next Ramadan, sit down together and see if you met them. Okay. Also, the long-term goals. These are the goals that we want to reach that will help us to see the bigger picture, our mission in life. Specific goals are, for example, I want to lose 20 pounds in 3 months over the next few months. Or I want to read 2 books within 2 months. The long-term goal is, I want to eventually get to 50 pounds after 10 months, and also your long-term goals should include your mission. The long-term goals should help you to answer the question, what do I really want in life? What is the purpose of my existence? Why did Allah create me? Those are your long-term goals. They should help you to be able to view your mission better in life. As a Muslim, we have a mission, and our goals must be focused on this mission. And that mission is paradise. So whatever long-term goals that you make should help you in your mission in life. For example, it could be a long-term goal to make Hajj. Perhaps by the end of this year, you and your husband want to have saved up enough money where you guys can make Hajj. That will help you to fulfill your purpose. So you want to also not only set short-term goals for yourself for this next year, but also long-term goals. And the year is measured by Ramadan, from this Ramadan to next Ramadan. Okay? Remember, the prophet said that we're forgiven for the sins we commit from one Ramadan to the next. Okay, well, you're setting long-term goals for yourself here too. Your long-term goals are to be compared this Ramadan to next. Okay. All right. Can you guys see the screen? I didn't put it up. I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't know what happened with my screen share. It didn't go up. Okay, here it is. Also, hold on, let me check this. Service has been restored. Yeah, that was my internet service is restored. We also want to work on managing our time too. As Muslims, one of the benefits of fasting of this Ramadan is it should have taught you how to best manage your time. You want to keep that ability going all year. You want to maintain managing your time. And managing time also includes planning ahead. When you plan ahead, it brings order to your life. Remember, we want to be more organized. Ramadan helped us to become more organized. Okay. Bring an organization to your life tells you how to get from where you are to where you need to be. Being organized helps identify the required task and resources you need to get to where you need to be. So you need to set a plan in action as a family. Set plans in action for yourself so you can achieve whatever your goals are, your personal specific goals, and also your family long-term goals. So you have to put a plan in effect, guys. Set a course for your future. Lay out a well-constructed plan of action that's going to help you to get to whatever those goals are. If your goal is to make Ramadan this year, okay, what plan are you putting in effect for you and your husband to get there? Okay, if your goal is to lose weight within the next 3 months, what plan are you going to do? I'm going to get up at a certain time and exercise every day. I'm going to do this type of routine, this type of exercise, do some cardio, do some yoga, whatever it is. And again, every day should begin with your plan. Whatever plan you have, begin each day with it. And make a to-do list. Each day should consist of a to-do list, guys. What am I going to do today? I do this every day. I have a to-do list that I follow. My to-do list is clean a cat box, do this type of shopping, Instagram, Instacart, do my class at 6, do this, that, do this class, do the PowerPoint. Make a to-do list. That helps you to stay organized, and that helps you to reach whatever your goal is for that day. Okay, so every day should begin with a plan, and this daily planning should be a part of your long-term planning. Okay, and review it. Review your goals and review your daily plans each day, guys, the night before. I do. I'm up all night. I review what I have to do each day. And also set priorities for yourself. Prioritizing. This is the key to relieve the stress of having too little bit of time. A lot of us are stressed with life. Prioritize things. That's why we have to have that to-do list. Make a list of things that I have to do, things that I should do, and things that would be nice to do, but they're not important. Make a prioritized list, guys, and complete the must-do things first. And this process of prioritizing, will help us to handle the stresses of every day, the stresses of life, and all of that, and also will help us to accomplish whatever our goals are. So to make the most out of these last 10 days of Ramadan, take the time to manage our time productively. Doing this keeps us from falling victim to the shaitan. You might want to set the goal for, okay, tomorrow, I'm going to wake up in the morning for Fajr. Me and the kids are going to review the last 3 verses of Ayat Surah Baqarah. Afterwards, I'm going to get the kids off to school. While the kids are in school, I'm going to just spend not the whole day cooking. I'm just going to spend an hour preparing dinner. Then after that, I'm going to sit down and read some Quran and ponder the meaning of it. And then after that, I'm going to review the notes that I took from Sister Layla's class. And then by that time, the kids will be coming home. Okay, I'm going to turn on the television, put Layla Nashiba on the big screen, and then we'll sit together as a family, and learn, about this day. So make a plan out, of how you're going to spend your time during these last 10 days. And then after Layla's class, before I put the kids to sleep, we're going to pray together. The boys should be at the mosque praying with their father. The girls, we're going to do our Taraweeh at home. We're going to make 3 rakats. I'm going to lead my daughters in a 3 rakat Taraweeh before I put them to bed. Make a plan like that with the kids for these last 10 days. Okay. And we have to be consistent in our remembrance of Allah, because the more we fill the day with remembrance of Allah, it keeps shaitan away. So that's why it's good to make a list, a to-do list for each day. That keeps the shaitan at bay. That's what I do. And a lot of people need to be aware as to how shaitan keeps us from making the most of our time. Well, remember, during these last 10 days, we're all tired. We've been fasting. Your body is becoming weaker. So your personal jinn is going to push you to become lazy. He's going to push you to procrastinate. He's going to push you to want to sleep. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that every time we go to sleep, shaitan ties 3 knots in the back of our necks. And he tries to tell us, oh, you got time. You got another hour. Keep on sleeping. Because he wants us to miss the prayer. He doesn't want us to wake up. And this is so true. This is what I fight against. Well, every time I go to sleep, shaitan tells me, you ain't got to get up, Layla. You don't need to do your class. Keep on sleeping. You're tired. Give your body its rest. That's why I have a hard time waking up for my classes. It ain't because it's shaitan. I'm fighting him. He wants me to keep sleeping. You guys don't know how hard it was to get up today. He was like, oh, it's almost time to break fast. Just spend the rest of the night sleeping. You ain't got to do no class. Take a break. And y'all see I come in here and say, no, Shady, I'm doing all 3 of my classes. You know, Shaitan doesn't want you to wake up. He doesn't want you to make your prayers. He doesn't want you to do your classes. He doesn't want you to come to class. So he ties those knots in the back of your neck. And that's why the prophet said, when you wake up, make wudu, because that'll rinse him out of your nose. Your jinn travels to your nose when you sleep. That'll rinse him out. And once you make wudu, you feel energetic. Okay. And then you're able to get up and do your classes or whatever. For the person that oversleeps, that's Shaitan urinating in their ears. If I hadn't woke up today, it's because Shaitan urinated in my ears. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to focus on these next 10 days. Focus on setting a list, prioritizing your goals, putting a list in effect, you know, making the most of these last 10 days. You want to set short-term goals for yourself, which are personal, and then long-term goals for you and your family. And then next Ramadan, you can compare and see if you met those goals. Okay? Don't let these last 10 days go by with you just sleeping. And don't just spend the odd numbered nights doing this, because the night of Qadr could be an even night this year. You don't know what night it is. The prophet never said it's the 27th night for sure. He was talking about that year. And even then he said, I don't know for sure. He said it could be, could not be, maybe, maybe not. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop right here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions? Any questions?
Jazakallah khair, Layla. You do have a question on YouTube.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.